Hello and welcome to Team Number 4's Team Project. I'm Beth Ferrero, and today's presentation is how to recognize various types of cybercrime. Your presenters are myself, Haley Saul, and Sarah Kofer. Our agenda for the first part of the presentation is definition of cybercrime and how it is used in today's world, types of cybercrime, global statistics on how cybercrime affects the world, and the summary. My part of the presentation is what is cybercrime and what are some examples. What is cybercrime? Cybercrime is a legal activity performed by criminals against computers, networks, or devices. Being cyber smart can protect you from predators. There are several types of cybercrime, and we'll look at those in a moment. Basically, a computer or network is used in the commission of a crime such as spamming, phishing, fraud, or other illegal activity. #BeCyberSmart is a campaign led by the Department of Homeland Security. The website provides tips and tricks by way of videos on how to keep your information safe. If you're interested in visiting the website, you can find it at dhs.gov. Some examples of cybercrime are cyberbullying, cyberstalking, and cyberterrorism. Cyberbullying can occur in the way of text messages, email messages, or social media postings, and can take place on cell phones, computers, tablets, or any other technical device. Cyberstalking can be directed toward individuals or organizations. The harassment can include slander, libel, false accusations, defamation of character, or threatening messages on technical devices. Cyberterrorism is used by individuals or groups whose specific intent is to cause harm to individuals, groups, or organizations. Some examples are the infiltration of military intelligence or hacking into major websites that can disrupt an entire society, such as a water treatment plant or a national banking system. Keeping your cybersecurity measures, such as anti-malware and antivirus software, up to date is a way to combat these attacks. Some examples of cyber attacks are hacking, clickjacking, and malicious script. Hacking is where hackers are able to obtain passwords and install viruses on your computer. An example of clickjacking would be clicking on a link or button that says, "Click here." Doing this routes you to a website that allows a hacker access to your computer and personal information. Clicking on a malicious script can allow a hacker to breach your security measures and take over total control of your computer. This can be done once the hacker gains access to a legitimate and trusted website you feel safe clicking on. These can come in the form of advertisements or videos. A few more examples of cyber attacks are phishing, computer fraud, and identity theft. The phishing technique is probably most used by hackers who send emails to you that seem to be from your bank or credit card company. Always contact your institution directly before providing any personal information. Computer fraud will be covered by Haley Saul. Identity theft will be covered by Sarah Kofer. Online criminal activity has exploded. Global cybercrime damages are predicted to cost $6 trillion per year by 2021. The more connected the world is, the more opportunities there are for criminals to obtain sensitive information from individuals and businesses. Using encryption software is one defense against this type of crime. As you can see by the pie chart, the U.S. is the #1 country for cybercrime. The wealthier the country, the more prevalent the crime. However, this pie chart is proof that no one is safe. Cybercriminals are difficult to catch and even more difficult to prosecute if they are caught. The threat of legal action has caused most criminals to navigate to the dark web, where it's even more difficult to identify them. According to McAfee, the fastest growing threat is ransomware. According to the FBI, $209 million was paid in ransom during the first quarter of 2016. This particular crime is where the hacker contains your information and locks you out of your computer, threatening to make your information public unless you pay a ransom to get your files back. If you're a victim of cybercrime, you can contact the IC3, which is headed by the FBI. This website allows you to file a complaint online. This department has been in operation since 2000 and handles all types of complaints, including phishing, computer fraud, and identity theft. That concludes my presentation. Haley Saul is up next. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Haley Saul. I am a student in Professor Mark Jackson's Computer Science 1101 class, part of Team 4, which consists of Beth Ferrero and Sarah Kofer. We are presenting to you today recognizing various types of cybercrime, and I will be specifically talking to you about computer fraud. So, a couple key points of my presentation include defining computer fraud, examples of computer fraud, and then a summary of my presentation or some ways that you can protect yourself from becoming a victim of cybercrime. Starting with our first point, what is computer fraud and how is it defined? Computer fraud is defined in federal law in the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, or CFAA, as the access of a protected computer without authorization or exceeding authorization. So different types of fraud can include people gaining access to credit card numbers, personal passwords, contracting malware on a computer, things of the sort. So a few popular scams that you will run across in computer fraud are the Nigerian prince scam and the tech support scam. Internet scams exploit human vulnerabilities, not technological ones. And what this means is, rather than just playing off the software and the hardware and hacking into somebody's mainframe, as they may say in a movie or something, scams like the Nigerian prince scam, they exploit human vulnerabilities such as human altruism, the need to help other people, being compassionate, or even human greed, actually. So an example of the Nigerian prince scam would be Maria. She joins a dating site and she meets a wonderful guy named Johnny who she develops a relationship with. They're emailing back and forth, talking on the phone, getting to know each other, starting this romantic relationship over the internet. And next thing you know, Johnny is in Nigeria with his son, who has been mugged and attacked. He's been shot. He's in the hospital, and he's in dire condition. The doctors won't treat him unless they have advance payment, and Johnny needs money. So, of course, naturally, he contacts Maria. And Maria, because this is a person she has a relationship with, someone she cares about, she gives him money. And several $1,000s later, she realizes she's been scammed. So that is a very popular type of scam, the Nigerian prince scam, also known as a 419 scam. A tech support scam. I'm sure you've seen something like this on your own computer. Maybe you've had a pop-up come up saying, malware detected, virus detected, go to this link, or maybe in an email, you get an email about having some sort of virus on your computer and that you need to call this number for tech support right away. In a scam like this, the criminal is attempting to get you to divulge personal computer information to them or to click on a link where you would contract malware or a virus. So the very thing that's telling you have a virus might actually be what gives your computer a virus, if you understand what I mean. So these are two very popular scams. Certainly not the only kind, but ones that you'll see many variations of as you go about your virtual life. So know the signs. It can start with a credible looking pop-up. It can start with an eye-catching email subject line. Don't take the bait. Do not click on the links. Don't call the number. Never send anyone money, and do not give anyone control over your computer. Microsoft, for example, does not display pop-up warnings and ask you to call a toll-free number about viruses or security problems. That's not how they do that. So if you do suspect a scam, you can report it at ftc.gov/complaint. Include the phone number that you were told to call. Another way to help protect yourself, keep your computer security software up to date, as long as it's your security software and not some random pop-up saying that you need to update your software. So tell other people if you've gotten a scam in an email at work, tell the other employees at work, your other coworkers, hey, I received this email, it's a scam, don't open it, don't click on it. And so those are some ways that you can protect yourself, and those are some examples of computer fraud. I hope you enjoyed my presentation, and thank you very much for listening, and that's it.
Hello, I'm Sarah Kofer, and I'm going to be discussing how to protect yourself and your data against crime. We will be reviewing some examples of what data cyber criminals go after, who is most affected by cybercrime, and how to protect yourself. The internet is a wealth of information. We use it every day to do things like chat with friends on Facebook, read our emails, and check our bank balances. We use the internet so much, almost like it's second nature. Most of us don't even think about how much of our own personal information we use on the internet or store on our phones and computers. I'm going to be going over your personal data that cybercriminals like to steal and ways of protecting yourself. Cybercriminals, mostly through phishing and hacking, try to steal your personal and financial information. They take things like your name and address, usernames, email addresses, passwords, your social security number, and medical information to try to steal your identity or steal your money. These thieves will send you spam emails to try to get you to log in through a site that seems familiar to you, but actually isn't the true website, so that you'll give them your password. Sometimes these criminals will send you an email pretending to be an administrator at a website you use frequently and will request your login info. Other times, these thieves will put spyware or viruses on your computer. Spyware and viruses are programs used by hackers and other cybercriminals to perform tasks in the background of your computer or phone without your knowledge, to look for your passwords, credit card numbers, and other personal information. If an email or link or ad on the internet seems fishy, then it probably is. Next, let's look at the effects that cybercrime has on people in Ohio and their wallets. Per the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center, this chart illustrates the amount of money that was lost through cybercrime by Ohioans in 2016 by age group. These cybercrimes include, but are not limited to, fake charities, extortion, identity theft, credit card fraud, ransomware, and malware. As you can see from the chart, persons ages 50 and over were targeted the most, with a total loss equaling around $11 million and the total victim count at almost 3,000 out of the total 6,400 victims reported in 2016. So, how can we protect ourselves from cybercrime? First, we should make sure the devices we're accessing the internet from are safe. Make sure you set up and mostly only use a standard user account versus an administrator account on your computer. Standard user accounts cannot access the bowels of your computer, whereas an administrator account can control all the inner workings of your OS, BIOS, etc. If you must have access to an administrator account on your computer, make sure you password protect the account and all your other computer accounts as well. Second, make sure you use strong passwords for your computer and accounts. Strong passwords are generally defined as containing 8 characters or more, at least 1 capital and 1 lowercase letter, and both special characters and numbers. Never use personally identifying information in your passwords like your name, address, or phone number. Third, never access your accounts that contain your personal information or financial information on unsecured or public Wi-Fi. Only use safe networks like your home Wi-Fi or internet access through a trusted VPN. That way you know who is accessing these networks and where. The best ways to be proactive about protecting yourself from cybercrime are: 1. Check your bank balance daily. Have your bank text your balance to you each day. Most banks allow you to set this feature up through your online account or through their mobile app. This way, you don't have to risk logging into your account to see your balance. 2. Monitor your credit report. You can do this annually through each of the 3 credit reporting bureaus, or you can use a service like creditkarma.com to see updates to your credit reports weekly. This will allow you to catch any discrepancies on your report sooner rather than later. 3. Alert your bank or credit reporting agency of any suspicious activity. The sooner you make them aware of any issues, the sooner the issues can be resolved. 4. The most important thing you can do to protect yourself is to keep your personal information in a safe place. Don't share your personal information with anyone unless it's absolutely necessary, like with your bank or your doctor, and best practices dictate that you do this only in person. In conclusion, the main points to take away from this discussion are: be wary where you're sharing your personal information, be smart about what you access on the internet, and make sure you always use caution if anything seems suspicious. But most importantly, the internet is a great resource for socializing, learning, and having fun. Just make sure you're safe while using it.